We'll go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. If you're new to this series, this is our customer webinar series. We do these every other week. Technically, for Webgility Online, we'll do it once a month, and then for Webgility Desktop, we'll do it once a month as well, switching off every other week. So for you guys, if you're only attending the Webgility Online webinars, it's a once a month thing. But yeah, we do these webinars to make sure that you guys have answers to all your questions, that you understand either new functionality that we have that we've brought to Webgility, or some of the pain points that we see. Generally, we're joined by our implementation team, and I'll introduce Prarit here in a second. But we like to have the implementation team involved because they do the onboarding sessions for any of the customers that join, and that means that they see firsthand sort of the roadblocks or the things that customers run into frequently when it comes to making sure that things are set up properly. So if you're returning, welcome back. Always happy to have you. But to do some introductions, my name is John May. I am the video and engagement manager here for Webgility. So I'm the face and voice. I do all of our YouTube content, a lot of our video ad content, all of our webinars. I'm the voice of our IVR. So I talk a lot, is really what it comes down to. Sometimes that's a great thing, sometimes maybe not so much. But I am joined today by Prarit. I'll let Prarit introduce himself.
Hey everyone, this is Prerit. I've been with Webgility for more than 3.5 years now and have completed more than 500 onboardings. So uh, that's what I have been like. That's my experience with Webgility. Basically, handling the Webgility Online. As of now, I have been a part of Webgility Desktop before. So quick understanding of Shopify, Amazon, QuickBooks Online, QuickBooks Desktop, NetSuite, Zero, and of course, Webgility.
He knows it all. Yeah, perfect. And like I said, it's always great to have the implementation team on these because you guys firsthand understand exactly what's going on with WebGility. I came from the implementation team, so I have a pretty decent knowledge of all the things that you talk about, but not nearly as deep as as the team does currently because we're always developing new things. So today we will be talking about Shopify Payouts and how WebGility helps the reconciliation process through Shopify Payouts. Just to kind of give a quick preamble, like I always do every time we do one of these, I like to sort of shed a little light on why we're having this conversation. Um, we First of all, Shopify Payouts is a very big feature within the Shopify ecosystem, specifically as it relates to making sure that you can get all of your fees, all of your data reconciled as quickly as possible. I like to compare it to Amazon settlement reports because it is the same exact process to a degree. It's the same. At the end of the day, the outcome is the same. And with Shopify Payouts, we actually just added or developed a new feature to be able to carry deposits or post deposits over to QuickBooks as well. So that's what we'll be talking about. Um, Purrit is going to go through a lot of screenshots today. I know sometimes we do screenshots, sometimes we do a live demo inside of the product. And we do like to do the live demos when we can. The issue, and this is pretty similar to how Amazon works as well, is that we don't have direct access to payouts data. It's just, like I said, same thing with Amazon. They don't give us sandbox accounts that allow us to play around with that reconciliation. So we're kind of limited in what we can and can't show on that demo basis. But Parit recorded some footage with a customer of ours. We edited out their personal information so that we can use at least some of it. And that gives us a way to show you guys without, again, that live setting. But we're going to go through the proper way to set up Shopify inside of Webgility when it comes to reconciliation for payouts. And then we'll go through some quick scenarios to make sure that the overall approach is understood and that you guys feel like you're getting the most out of it. So with all that being said, I will go ahead and hand it to Parit to go through our screenshot demo.
Thank you, John. Well, nice introduction. Definitely, Webgility will help you to reconcile your data uh, with that of Shopify Payout to that of your QuickBooks. Webgility has introduced a couple of new features that are currently added. At the bottom left corner, you can see the fees and deposit option they are currently added. So today we are going to talk about the transactional posting first. I know Webgility also does a summary posting, but summary posting will not be discussed in this session. It would be completely transactional posting, because with transactional posting and being these two new features introduced, we can help you to reconcile and match your reports. So having that said, yes, we can post every single transaction as a separate sales receipt or invoice to your QuickBooks. But before that, we need to create one single clearing account. That would be a Shopify clearing account on your QuickBooks, so that all the deposits can move into that particular account. I know that people have different suggestions. They wanted to use undeposited funds, which would be other current asset type of account. But using a bank type of account, which is a Shopify clearing, can be more beneficial when you talk about the transferring of your amount from this clearing to your main bank account. So definitely this is one of the options. Also, we gave an option of mapping those chart of accounts to the existing accounts on your QuickBooks. So if you want to bifurcate your orders, either based on payment methods, you can do that. And Webgility can help you to map those to existing chart of accounts on your QuickBooks. Let's go to orders. So as I said, yes, you can create every transaction as a separate sales receipt or as invoices. So most of you would have questions that we have B2B orders or we have D2C orders. Yes, we do have an option of bifurcating them based on your payment methods, based on your order status, based on the order value that you're currently having based on your store. So instead of single transaction, we can bifurcate your payment methods, or we can bifurcate your orders based on these rules. Or we can set all the orders to go and post as sales receipt or paid or unpaid invoices. That is definitely possible. When an order gets posted to your QuickBooks, it sees your product details. So on both these platforms, the product exists, like on your Shopify and on your QuickBooks. So we recommend our clients to have a unique SKU on every item on your Shopify. So if you are keeping a record of all the items and you want to map it to the correct item within your QuickBooks, do use this option SKU matching with the SKU field within your QuickBooks. Once this is mapped, it would be easy for Webgility to recognize your products and post them to QuickBooks. However, we do have other options like product name matches with product name, SKU matches with the product name, or product name matches with the SKU. They can also be put in. Let's suppose the products are not at all created within your QuickBooks. Webgility can give you an option of automatically creating those products. So I know there are a lot of options within Webgility depending upon what's your workflow and how do you need Webgility to work for you.
Yeah, yeah, and something that I always like to add here, in my time in implementation, one of the common themes was that you would get customers that had, 20,000 products in their Shopify, and they've been in business for 10 plus years, so they have, 50 to 100,000 products in their QuickBooks company file. And over the years, their SKUs have changed. Maybe they haven't really created a process for giving SKUs to products efficiently. So it sort of made a mess. So one thing that we'll always recommend here is that you create, if you haven't already, create a process for giving all of your products a unique SKU, and trying to match that into QuickBooks if you can, or the other way around. If you create them in QuickBooks, try to give them the same SKU in Shopify, or whatever sales channel you're using, because it'll make your life way easier down the road. Sometimes that means that there is a little bit of manual work, a little bit of investment to get to that point. Especially, like I said, if you have 20,000 products, going through and skewing each one of those is maybe not the most fun thing. There are ways that you can do it pretty efficiently with, bulk updates in QuickBooks or bulk updates in Shopify. And if you find yourself in this situation where you're kind of worried about the amount of work that it's going to take to get to that point where all of your products have those SKUs, reach out to our team. We can, offer a couple pieces of advice to make it easier for you. Like Pruitt said, we do have that feature to if you have all of your products in Quick or in Shopify and want them in QuickBooks, we do have the option to, when it comes through on an order, create the product new inside of QuickBooks. It doesn't maybe create everything that you need in QuickBooks for you. It's not going to be the complete package, but it will do at least the front loaded part of the work where you're creating again the SKU and the product itself with the price and everything. So all you'll need to do is go and update it from there. But yeah, sorry, long story short, I just wanted to make sure that people understand that SKU. The reason why we recommend it is because it is a unique identifier. It is generally universally recognized, and it keeps things organized for you. So off my soapbox, you can continue. Sorry, Parit.
Yeah. Well, no, wonderfully said. Yes, definitely. We would like our clients to put the SKUs on every product. Also, because all the SKUs, they are not just the item, there are also child items, like the products have variants. So it would recognize every variant as separate product,
Yeah.
and it will try to match it with the a unique SKU on your QuickBooks. So when we talk about creating the products, you can use Webgility to create your products on your QuickBooks from that of Shopify, either as an inventory type or as a non-inventory type. So if you're keeping a track of your quantity, do create them as inventory type. Webgility will help you in selecting the correct sales account, that is the income account, which would be usually sale of product income, the inventory asset account, which is usually the inventory asset, and the expense account, that would be the COGS account. So you can select them within Webgility and create the product within your QuickBooks. That will help you to generate your P&L report.
Perfect, perfect. And I see Natalie has her hand raised in the audience. I generally, usually when people do this, it's a mistake. I'll allow you to talk, but if you didn't actually mean to do that, just let me know. That's totally fine. I will. Here you go. And you're currently muted, just FYI.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey,
I
sorry. I was actually just going to type it into the chat, but
Oh, yeah, that's perfectly fine. If you want to do it, I totally have no problem with you asking
no,
questions.
that's fine. So we currently don't sync products into our QuickBooks because they're changing so quickly. And so I was wondering, is that going to make a difference with payouts and reconciling from the
Not
Webgility
necessarily.
standpoint? Okay.
It'll make a difference in sort of what we're talking about with like setting up your products and
Yeah.
matching, but not necessarily in the reconciliation portion of things.
Okay.
So
Okay.
kind of like what Parit alluded to, if you set it up so that whenever an order gets posted, it'll create the product for you automatically. I
Yeah.
think that's the workflow you want to go with if you're not already doing that. And whenever we pull in the order, and we'll kind of we're sort of getting ahead, but whenever we pull in the order and post it to QuickBooks and pull in the payouts and post them to QuickBooks, it will see that connection made because you created the product from Webgility through Shopify.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just to add to it, if you do not want to create products, if you do not want to map any product, you can use a standard product on your QuickBooks and map all your products and post all your orders to that one standard product. So it will use one income account, or maybe if you have created it as inventory type, it can use one income, one expense, and inventory asset account.
Perfect.
Let's go to customers. So we have different sections within the sync setting that how we want to post these orders to your QuickBooks. Similarly, most of the clients, if we talk about Shopify, it does release the data of the customers, like the phone number and the address. So most of the clients, they want to record these customers, or if the customers are already existing within QuickBooks, they want to record the transaction within that same customer. So Webgility will help you in recognizing the same customer by matching the first name, last name of your sales channel with that of the existing client on your QuickBooks. If that match fails, Webgility will try to match the email with email, because that's again a unique identifier. So it will try to match email with email. If that also fails, Webgility will create that new customer for you within QuickBooks. So we have some expression or some rules here. If you want to post all your orders under one standard customer, we can do that. If you don't want Webgility to create customers, we can use a standard customer after matching these criteria. We can also do that. And for the B2B customers, we can map your company name with that of your customer name. So there are so many rules where you can look at the options by signing up on a trial account of Webgility and then use Webgility and then move forward. Let's go ahead with the discount option and the sales tax. Basically, the discount, shipping charge, and sales tax, they are already existing field within any of your sales receipt or invoice. So if you open just an invoice or a sales receipt within your QuickBooks, at the bottom right corner, these three fields would be there on every sales receipt. So Webgility would be bringing in the amount from your sales channel or Shopify and would be posting the amount into the exact field, unless you want to record them as a line item. So Webgility has got both the ways. If you want them as the amount to go into the dedicated field, it can do that. Or if you want it as a line item, we can record discounts, shipping charges, and sales tax as a line item from your Shopify to that of your QuickBooks.
Yeah, perfect. And I know you mentioned that discount and sales tax and shipping charges are all going to work pretty similarly. And one thing that I'll add to that all is that what you're seeing essentially is that we give you the option to pull in as much auxiliary data as possible. And that's the whole point of Webgility, is to get as much of your data, as much of your transactional order or expense data in QuickBooks as possible, which gives you that full. I like to use the word fidelity. I think it's a good word here. Gives you that fidelity on all of your financial data and centralizes it in that one place. So just wanted to drive that home, that you'll see a lot of options in Webgility, and it's not for nothing. It's not just to make things more complicated. It's to give you all of those levers and knobs to tune things the way you want and pull in as much information as you want. So.
Yep. Moving toward the refunds, yes, if you have opted for a refund, if the customer has a refund on your order, Webgility would be posting it automatically to your QuickBooks as refund receipt. So the process that we are currently discussing can be automated. So downloading of the orders, posting them to QuickBooks, posting the fees, getting the refunds and posting them as refund receipt to your QuickBooks is all an automated process. Let's go to fees and deposits, because they are
The
a
new
new.
stuff.
Yes. All right. Talking about the fees, Webgility Online brings the fees and expenses along with the order and post it to your QuickBooks. So fee are something like that Shopify charges. Let's suppose there is an order and the customer has paid you through credit card. So Webgility would be capturing that fee that Shopify would be charging you around 2.75%. That's on all the orders. So we'll bring that fee in and we'll post it into a separate expense account on your QuickBooks. And the reason why we do that is because we want to record expenses separately and then debit it from the same clearing account where we had deposited earlier. So let's suppose today we received an order of $100 and we got a fee of $3. So that $100 would get deposited to the Shopify clearing account. Then we'll have the fee. So that would be debited from the clearing account. It would become $97 and $3 would get posted to your Shopify expenses. Settings for the Shopify payout fees. Apart from that Shopify processing fees, if there is any other fees in the payout that Shopify releases, Webgility would also be recording it into your Shopify processing fee or Shopify expenses. So here the account that we have taken is Shopify selling fees. You can name it as Shopify selling, Shopify processing, bank and service charges, merchant fee, the way you would like it to be, but the account detail or account type should be an expense account. And it would get debited from the same payment account that would be Shopify clearing.
Yeah, and
Let's move to
you're seeing a lot of options here, but really the most important things here are the expense account and the payment account as. Some of this other stuff like location, description, class, payment method might not be super important to you, right? Because generally, if you're only using, a certain payment processor for your orders on Shopify, you might have a process set up so that you don't even need to know what the payment method was from Shopify. You probably already do know if it's coming from Shopify in general. So yeah, again, all these windows, you might see a lot of them, but it's just to give you that granularity. You could set up custom workflows to pull in certain information and help you segment this data a little easier. So Moving on to
And
deposit screen.
just to let you know, if in case you or someone from your neighborhood, someone from your family or friends are looking for a solution like Webgility, do sign up free for a trial account on Webgility for 15 days. And if you have any questions, we would be the person who would be guiding you throughout the configuration setup, and will make sure that application is working for you.
And actually, just to piggyback on that, because I also run our partner program. If you do have, neighbors, friends, other businesses that are in the area that do end up using Webgility, we have a partner program that gives you 20% revenue share on their subscription price for the life of their subscription. So if you refer somebody, even if it's just one person to us, make sure that you sign our partnership agreement. If you need those details, reach out to me directly. I can get you added to the partner program. But yeah, if they sign up and they stay with Webgility, you'll get 20% of their subscription price for the life of their subscription. So it's a good deal. But
Win and win situation.
yeah, it helps both of us. But yeah, sorry, continue for it.
Okay. So the main concern before this feature was released was people were looking for a solution wherein it automatically transferred the balance from the clearing to their main bank account. And Webgility has come up with that solution. So now the bookkeepers or CPAs, or maybe the owner, they won't have to do a manual entry of transferring the data. Using this deposit feature, Webgility would automatically download your deposits from the Shopify Payouts and would post the deposits from the clearing account to your main bank account, where Shopify actually sends you that amount. So Shopify is internally linked with your QuickBooks, and it sends you the deposit directly to that main bank account detail where you go when you hit the bank transaction option within QuickBooks Online. So having this option in place, it would post the deposit and you would see a match option or an auto match. If it's already generated, you can simply click on the match and reconcile your data. So it becomes super easy with this functionality, that when Webgility shifts or posts the deposits, it gives you the exact penny to penny transfer.
Perfect.
Let's move to the next slide. So this is what the payout detail looks like, and this is what the deposit is. So if you can see, the total deposit for this payout on Shopify is $50.22. Let's see how it looks on QuickBooks. So within Webgility, it would look in the deposit field. So similarly, when you go on the left-hand panel, scroll down under orders, see the deposits, you would see a deposit of $50.22. Along with the payout ID, as we saw on the Shopify. I know that this screenshot says that you have to click on the checkbox and click on post to QuickBooks. This is a manual way of posting, but with automation, you don't have to do it manually. Webgility would be automatically pushing the deposits to your main bank account. So this is how the sales receipt would look like when the sales receipt gets posted to your QuickBooks. As I mentioned earlier, at the bottom right corner, you would see the shipping, tax, and discounts fields. So the amounts would get respectively recorded in these fields, unless you want to show them as a line item. And at the bottom left, you would also see synced by Webgility. So this assures that the order was posted through Webgility on your QuickBooks. So here is how we have posted the deposit, and this would be $50.22, exactly as you can see on this screen. And when you transfer, it would go to this check-in account or the main bank account, which where your Shopify would send. So at the far right, you would see the auto option or a match option. You can click on the match option. It would be on the other screen, like the next screen. This is how the transfer would be made. You don't have to do it manually. Webgility would be doing that. And this is how you can click on the match option and match your reports.
Perfect. And we got a question from Eric in the chat. Is the deposit syncing available on QuickBooks Desktop? That's actually a really good question. Do you know if this feature got released to QuickBooks Desktop as well? I think it
As of
did.
now, it's released.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes developing two products side by side, things get released sort of staggered from one another. But yeah, I'll confirm that 100% too to make sure, and then I can send you an update. I believe it is released though for QuickBooks Desktop as well. Um, cool, perfect. And we can wrap this up with a scenario here. You've done
Yeah.
a
So
lot of the
as
talking,
I,
Parit, so if you want, I can take it from here. I know you've taken most of the talking
Mhm.
today.
It's okay.
We could
Yep.
tag team it, but yeah, just to kind of preface this, we kind of wanted to drive home the process of, reconciliation through Shopify payouts as sort of this holistic approach. So, what better way to do that than give you a real world scenario? Purit already kind of alluded to this in his conversation as we went through the slides, but generally the way that this would work is you get an order from Shopify. It doesn't matter how much, but for this scenario, we used $100. So you get an order in Shopify it's for $100, and the customer paid through credit card. So what's going to happen, and the natural workflow with Webgility is going to be that Webgility will automatically post the order to QuickBooks Online, and maybe not automatically. Maybe you don't have the automation tool set up in that way yet. Maybe it just comes through and downloads the order automatically, but you review it and you post it to QuickBooks. That's the alternative. So you post the order to QuickBooks Online. The payment gets recorded into that Shopify clearing account that we set up under the chart account section in the Webgility settings. And then you see in that Shopify clearing account in QuickBooks, there is the balance of $100. Then the next step is going to be posting the fees. That's the other half of these transactions, right? Is you get the order, but then you need the fees that come along with the order to get the full expense from those orders on Shopify. So what you'll see is Webgility will download, or after it's charged, Shopify will charge a $3 processing fee on the order, or whatever the fee might be. $3 is just the example, and Webgility will download and post that fee as a separate expense to the Shopify expense account in QuickBooks. That was what you set up under the fees section in Webgility that we showed. So then the same amount, that $3, is debited from the Shopify clearing account, and then you have an updated balance in that Shopify clearing account that you set up of $97. So you're taking the fees after you've posted the orders, and then it's deducting the fees from the Shopify clearing account balance. Then from there, and that's the biggest update that we had that we just talked about, is Webgility will send the payout and transfer that $97, the total order minus the fees, to your main bank account in QuickBooks. Again, that's set up under the deposit section that we just talked about. So then you can match and reconcile it against your bank transactions in QuickBooks super easily, right? So we've done everything up until that last point where you're just connecting the dots, right? So I always say Webgility gets you to the point of reconciliation, but we do not necessarily reconcile for you, and that is by design. I don't think anybody should automatically reconcile things. Maybe not until we have like super AI that we know doesn't make any mistakes at all. We're not there yet, but uh, as of right now, reconciliation should always have a human element to it, at least to dot the i's and cross the t's. So at the very end, you'll do your final reconciliation. You'll see that movement from the Shopify clearing to the main bank account. You'll see the reconciled payout of $97. So that is the order minus whatever fees posted to the clearing account, moved to the deposit account, and then you're good to go. Did I do a good job for it?
It's wonderful. Just wanted to add one quick thing that one of my clients, he mentioned that the AI which you were talking about, yes, that is actually present within QuickBooks. So where it said match, you can either click on match option or there's an auto option. So the AI automatically matches your balances and it would reconcile.
Call me
So
old fashioned, but I don't trust that yet 100%. I think it's a good feature, and I think we should
I
always
understand.
look to
Yep.
make our lives easier, right? And I'm not going to say don't use it because that it's there for a reason. But in my
I agree
opinion,
to you.
reconciliation should always be at the very end of the day. It should be somebody going in and making sure that everything is correct. If I mean, hey, if chime in the chat if you've used this auto feature inside of QuickBooks and you feel like it's doing everything correctly for you, let us know because it'd be great. It'd mean that people don't have to waste nearly as much time on reconciliation. But yeah, in my opinion, I don't fully trust AI yet to do that final check for me. But that's just me.
Makes sense. Yep.
Cool. Well, this is the part of the webinar where we take your questions, answer your questions if you have any. If you don't have any questions, as I know our Webgility Online customers tend to be a little less chatty, which is not a problem at all. Just means that you guys are self-sufficient and maybe don't need us as much. But feel free to ask them. We're happy to answer any questions you have. If we can't answer them because maybe they directly pertain to your specific account and maybe require us to do some investigative digging, we can get with you after the call, get a call scheduled with our IM team or our support team, and we can get it figured out for you. Just to recap, like I said, the webinar is recorded. We'll send it out in the next day or so with the full recording. Usually I include the slide deck as well, and then any relevant help articles that we have that talk through what we talked about on the webinar. Doesn't look like we have any questions yet, which is, again, is totally fine. In the meantime, while we're waiting for additional questions, I wanted to hand the mic to Eshita, who is our customer marketing manager here at Webgility. We're looking to start a community, so I'll let her sort of take the mic from here.
Hey everyone, it's really nice to see new faces on this webinar, and you might have been getting Webgility newsletters every month. So that is something that we started as an initiative to help customers more with the information that we have from a network of customers on what's happening in retail and e-commerce. And to go even a step further, we want to build a community in near future. And I'm just here to ask you one question, and it would be really helpful if you can answer that in the chat. That if we plan on building a community where you can connect with other users, which are all retail and e-commerce founders, CXOs, and we share tips there, and we give you product updates right there. Then which platform would you prefer for such kind of community? Please drop your answers for that in the chat. Thanks.
Thanks, Eshita. Yeah, just to kind of piggyback off of what she said, sort of the whole point of doing these webinars and sending newsletters, like she said, and trying to start this community is that we do want to build a network. Obviously, for us, it helps us to kind of expand our business and our reach, but ultimately we want to give you guys a platform to collaborate amongst other business owners and accounting professionals, because there's a lot of places that you can do that already, right? Like you can go on Facebook and find a Facebook group that talks to QuickBooks Online users, but ultimately we're looking to build a community that allows you to, one, get the most out of Webgility if you guys want to share your workflows with each other, and two, understand what's going on in the industry and how you can get the most out of automation as a whole and scale your business as a whole. So what better way to do that than on these webinars and through a community? I know when we asked this same question a couple weeks ago, a large portion of the audience said Slack. That is probably one of the more popular avenues these days, but there's other things like Square is a pretty big one, or maybe I think it's Circle, not Square, mixing my shapes up. But there's other platforms that allow for community engagement. We just want to find one that you guys use already. So if you have if you're on Slack already in one of these communities or in some sort of community and would like to be a part of a Webgility community of the same, let us know what you'd prefer and we can look at setting that up. But we just want to make sure we're sort of approaching you where you already exist, right? We don't want to set up a community in an area and have everybody else have to download one more program or start up one more account or something like that. So if we can make it easier for you guys, again, meet you guys where you're at, that's what we want to do. Oh, we got a hand raise. I'm liking the hand raises, Natalie. I'll boom, there you go. Oops, I may have muted you. I went to unmute you. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, so sorry, I'm switching between multiple screens here. Under automation and scheduler rules, I don't have any of those on.
Okay.
And should they be? Because now
It depends.
under sales and orders, we have to go in manually to post the orders, the ones that says updates. Sorry, that was my kitty cat saying good morning to everyone. So under, sync settings
Mhm.
or whatever it is, automations, should those be turned on?
So if your process is that you need to review the orders before getting them posted to QuickBooks, I don't think turning on order automation is the
Okay,
way
I
to go.
don't.
Yeah. The automation is sort of there to make sure that you don't have to, like, if you don't have a process where
Yeah.
you need to go in and double check things, then the automation works perfectly. But if you have to go in and verify things before it getting posted, then yeah, I would wait. Unless you wanted to, say, set up a workflow where you do it every night, and then you just have to make sure every day when you get those orders that you check them before you log off, and then it'll automatically post them for you. So that would
Okay.
be sort of like a middle ground workflow that I would suggest.
Uh-huh.
But you absolutely do not have to have them on. Just know that the fees and the orders and the payouts and stuff will have to be posted manually, just like you do your orders now. It won't do it automatically unless you tell Webgility to do it for you.
Okay. Perfect. And let me see if I had another question. Yeah, I think I might need to set up kind of a one-on-one. We've done it about 3 times over the last couple of weeks, but things are still not working. So maybe after the call, we can see who we can schedule something with.
Yeah, that is perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
If you run into anything, I mean, even outside of this circumstance, if you run into anything, just reach out to our team. Honestly, the easiest thing is if you're in Webgility Online, at the bottom right, there's the chat function
Uh-huh.
that you can use that to schedule time with our team super easily.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Cool. And just to one more time before we wrap up, if you guys do have like a preference on, where you'd like to set up a community, like I said, Slack is not to give you leading information or kind of push you in one direction, but Slack is generally what we've seen. Slack, Facebook group, Circle is another one that we've seen. Discord maybe if you guys are Discord users, but let us know in the chat, or you can email me directly. My email is john.may@webgility.com. We, like I said, just want to find the place that you guys exist at and meet you there. So it seems like that was all the questions we had today. It's definitely not the worst thing in the world if I give you guys another 30 minutes back in your day on a Wednesday. I know my Wednesdays are generally packed, so I'm always appreciative to get some time back. But we will be back in 2 weeks to do another one of these webinars. That would make it the 12th of November. It will be a desktop focused webinar, but that does not mean that you are not welcome if you're a Webgility Online user. The reason we do a desktop webinar and then an online webinar of the same topic is because they're two different softwares. When we demo some of the screens, we don't want people to be confused because there are some different workflows that are required in both of them. However, again, you are more than welcome to show up to the desktop webinars if you're an online user and vice versa. Feel free to ask any questions that you have. It's a good time. The whole reason we do these webinars is to answer your questions and make you feel like you have support with Webgility. So if there is nothing else, we can go ahead and end it here for today. Like I said, you'll get the email with the recording in the next day or so once I get it all put together. But any questions you guys have, reach out to us. Being that you are Webgility Online users, you have an easier way of contacting us directly through Webgility Online. Like I mentioned to Natalie, there's that chat bubble at the bottom right. You'll be prompted with just like, are you a Webgility customer first? And then we'll get you to the right team. And if you need to schedule a call or something like that, we can always do that directly through the chat. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Eshta, thanks for being on here. Purit, always a pleasure. But everybody enjoy the rest of your week and have a wonderful Wednesday.